freaking terrible.
But we'll work hard to solve the format.
7 wins.
And I'm sure we'll make it there.
All right, what is up, my friends? Welcome to Bronze Mythic for Bloomburrow. Episode 2, Draft 2. Episode 1 went fantastic. We had a really awesome otter deck. Got the 7 wins. Check it out on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoy the show and you want to see more, hit the buttons and do all the things, all right?
This way, otters!
So, we're Bronze Tier 1. About to draft number 2. And ready to rock and roll. Of course, as a reminder, the line for this set is 23.5. Because I missed the under by 1 draft in the last set. But we can do that. That's no problem at all. So let's rock and roll and get right to our draft here. Bloomburrow, cute animals ahoy.
It's not that easy being green.
Frog foreshadowing? We'll see. Let's do this. Chat calls hugs. Chat is not correct. But still a good card.
We're overrun with raccoons and obese toddlers.
Keen-eyed Curator. Green 3 for a 3/3. That's, yeah, green 3/3. I can't talk, whatever. 3 for 3. Has Delirium, basically, where if you exile 4 different cards with it, it's a 7/7 trample. Pay 1, exile a card from the graveyard. Obviously, just a 3 for 3 is just good by itself. If it ever goes into a 7/7, it's insane. Pretty awesome card. We got Jolly Gerbils here. Remember Sammy and Burnsy, right? Ember and Giroux. All my old viewers will know. And kind of a weird card, right? Because giving gifts is like a kind of weird thing. We got Mabel's Metal, a really awesome combat trick that pumps up 2 different things. Really powerful in the Valiant deck. We got a Harbinger, which is a great bat uncommon. And then we got the Captain, which is a pretty good mouse uncommon. A lot of good cards in this pack, honestly. Mostly in the higher rarities, but we're slamming the rare. That's what we do here. We take the rares here on Bronze Mythic. So let's do it. Take the Curator, and maybe we'll go Raccoons.
Sounds like a raccoon, or a possum imitating the behavior of a raccoon.
Good sounds to set. All right, we get past the pack with a rare missing. We've got some good cards, though. Mind Whisker, a little rat with threshold stuff going on. Rabid Gnaw, which is really good, honestly, right? So usually we get Rabid Bite in green. Usually it's a common that does this effect. This is the same card in red, but it also gives +1/+0, which is like pretty insane. Card's pretty good. Recycling is not so great. The Mentor is really good. The Hypnotoad. It's a deep cut soundboard effect. Really good card, obviously. And obviously Curator would play totally fine in a Frog deck as well. And we got Banishing Light, which is always good, of course. And then in the commons, nothing super amazing here. So I would say our choices here are between the Rabid Gnaw and the Mentor. If you want to be red-green raccoons, the Gnaw makes more sense. Mentor's pretty good, though. All right, let's take the Mentor. Let's try to be green. Frogs. Okay, Hypnotoad again. We get past an insane green card here in Hunter's Talent. It's mana for a class. These are enchantments that have an effect when you first play them, and then you can pay more mana to level them up. And this card's busted. This is 2 mana for a bite, which is already good enough in and of itself. And then next level pumps your creatures. Next level draws cards. This card's insane. Like rare. This is a mythic uncommon level uncommon. Don't know what the hell is taking over it, but we'll take that obviously. And you see the numbers here, of course, the untapped overlay. They got a really big update coming today, which I actually was on a call this morning with them. It's awesome. It's really cool. All the stats behind Untapped, behind Draftsmith, are going to be now public, similar to 17 lands, but just like 1,000 times better. Really cool stuff. Look for that. Download it for free, untapped.gg. Use my link in the chat because they are freaking great. But yeah, easy pick here. I don't think it's remotely close. And we're off to a great start. Ooh, okay. Well, now we're going places. So we have Mistbreath Elder is a really good frog rare if you're doing the frog thing really well. If you're not, it's a really weird card. 1 mana for a 2/2. Every upkeep, you must bounce a creature. So it's not a choice. You have to do it. But it's a counter. You can use your recess. More like a 5-drop or a 4 than a 1-drop. But there's also a Root Weaver, which is a good mana dork. A much safer pick for sure. But we don't play it safe here on Bronze Mythic. Right? How do we play it? We just go. Take the rare and see how it is, right? We are here to learn the format and try different things. And let's get right into that frog space, all right? So, great start so far. And now, if we're going to be the frog deck, we need to really be the frog deck. So we need to have a lot of things that have ETB effects. and be ready to go on that stuff because these cards don't really work otherwise, you know? So, pass the pack with not a lot going on. We see a Druid of the Spade is not really us, more of a rabbit card.
A little rabbit? Wouldn't you rather have a big rabbit?
High Stride makes things into a big rabbit. We got the Assailant, the Denial, into the Flood Maw. I'm not a Denial fan. I don't like these quench spells very much in Limited. Trevor Rabbit's been one of the better commons of the set. This card's absolutely awesome. Called it Bomb Common set review. Really, really good card. We only have one blue card so far. The Unsummon is like, alright. Alright, I'll take the Unsummon here. Passing two pretty good white cards. The thing, oh my god, what is going on? This card is busted. The Moose. The Moose is loose. The Calamity Beasts. Yeah. So green is clearly very open. Blue does not seem very open. One of the really important things in this set, though, is that you're drafting an archetype, all right? Each color pair wants to do a certain thing. So even though we only have like 2 blue cards right now, this Mistbreath Elder is basically a blue-green card. Very hard to play with in a non-blue-green deck, I think. So you need to be aware of that. But blue doesn't seem super open, but yeah. Windmill Slam here. This is Colossal Dreadmaw with Flash and Vigilance, which is insane, and Reach. So cards busted. I don't know how the hell it got so late here, but whatever. So pass the pack with a couple more decent white cards. The blue does not really seem to be there at all. Heaped Harvest it's an okay card. Heaped Harvest is basically like a green-black card almost, because you're going to be foraging and doing that kind of thing with it, and sacrificing it for value. The blue cards in this pack are all pretty bad. The Warden is just not what these blue-green decks want to do, and these cards are both bad. The Guard is interesting. Like, we could definitely end up green-white, with white does seem kind of open, but I'll take the Harvest. I don't know if I'll play it or not, but just take it and see how it goes. And pick 8 comes rolling around. I think that being like a multi-color green deck is also a possibility as well, but we got a Grotto here. We got a Tidecaller Mentor, a little rat action.
Hey there, rat.
And this is a 3/3 makes Threshold, obviously do stuff. That's kind of the rat mechanic. And Angler's a Prowess card. And we have a couple of these colorless cards that are kind of whatever. Take the land. Take the Grotto. If we end up splashing, it could be a possibility. Another Grotto or a Dire Downdraft. Drafta's fun. Just like your kind of very average, blue removal spell, which is whatever. Another Grotto. I think that exploring kind of 5-color green would be a fun thing to do in the series. I don't think we're there yet. So take a Downdraft. And we see the Mind Whisker Tables. This is a very good card. It's not really good in our deck, but it is a good card in general. We also see the Cash Grab. This card's great in the Squirrel decks. Otherwise, not as exciting. And then Shore Up. I'll take the Whisker. I'll take the Whisker. It's a Cash Grab. I didn't mean to take that. All right, sure, whatever. Sentinel's fine. Same idea. Creature that bounces things. We're not really doing a great job with things to bounce yet. But more on that in a bit. Oh my god. Okay.
Prince Charming here got himself turned into a frog.
When I was looking at this morning the stats, and Untap was showing me their new, their 2 stats page, this was one of the highest win rate rares in the entire set. Absolutely ridiculous in your frog deck. This is just Champion of the Parish, but your plan is to bounce and recast things. So yeah, really insane rare. The Mouse is also insane. This is also a super insane rare for your Valiant decks.
USS.
Double Strike, Offspring, good stuff. But yeah, Banishing Light, Otterball, Antics, whatever. We're just slamming the Might Caller, and now we are going in. It also has Trample, which is really important too. So take the Might Caller. We now have what? 1, 2, 3. We have 4 rares, something like that. All right, we get past the back with a. But not a lot for us, actually. A lot of the signpost uncommons here. Of course, for those that don't know, every set has a gold uncommon that is called a signpost uncommon. It's a kind of an uncommon that defines what the color pair wants to do. So, rabbits in green, white want to go Y, make much tokens. Mentor, bats want to gain and lose life. This Mentor, flyers and non-flyers. Kind of a weird one, honestly. But unfortunately, none of those are color pairs. We have the Baker's Bane duo, which is just fine, honestly. Just a bear with the food's pretty good. Also a card to bounce, which is kind of cool. And then run together. This card is pretty good in this deck, but I don't want that many of them. I just want the creature, I think. And one of the I think the really important things in this set is A, you want to draft a cohesive deck, a deck where all the cards work together, and then B, you want to look for the cross synergies. What cards that aren't exactly made for your deck, like the Baker's Bane duo, still play well in your deck, right? So this is a card that it's not a frog, but it's a fine card to bounce and play over and over again, right? So also get past Hunter's Talents over and over again. That works too. This card's absolutely insane. Yep, slam it. So green as open as, oh my, what the what is going on? I can't even find the right button.
That's it. I'm going to clone.
Jeez. I guess it's talent over moose, right? Like, the moose is really good, but yeah, maybe we're just mono green. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I've never seen a color so open. All right, we'll take our third Hunter's Talent, which is funny because, like, they actually get worse in multiples because, like, it's really, really hard to actually spend the mana on the abilities. So I think the moose here, you can make an argument for the moose, but we'll just take the talent. And now there's the green cards. All right, there's a Valley Flamecaller. This makes your things deal extra damage. Blue does not seem very open. Maybe take the red card here. The Sentinel can bounce the talent. Oh, it's permanent. Oh, sick. Okay. Yeah, I'm taking the rare here. And maybe we'll pivot to raccoons. We'll see. Oh, there's Palm. Never mind. Now we're good. Okay, so this is the card that holds the entire frog deck together. It's all about cheap creatures and bouncing them. No better creature to bounce this thing. We're back in the frog pool, folks.
It's a frog, not a toad, because toads don't ribbit.
There's also a Strong Reluder here, which is a really good card, but not really for us. Yeah, take the Pawn Profit. We're back in the frog game. And Light Shell Duo. What are the green cards? How is green so open and now it's not really there anymore? Yeah, I mean, like, whatever. Take the Bell, maybe we splash. We're not playing two of his Flood Maw card. We're not playing a duo either, so maybe we splash, maybe not. Pawn Profit number 2, thank God.
Oh, it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god!
Ship it. Frogs for days. This pack's not very good for us, but sure. Alright, you're out of here. And you're out of here too. The Runaway also tables, cool. It's a good card for a deck. Sentinel, I mean, the Sentinel with the talent is pretty insane. So that's kind of awesome. And then, yeah. So far in our first 2 drafts, we've not had too much difficulty finding the open lane. So right now we're looking at pretty low curve. I don't think we're playing this Heaped Harvest. Last pick, Dazzling Denial. All right. Pack 3, another rare. Not like as insane as the other ones, obviously, but Scrap Shooter's pretty good. Just a 4/4 reach for 3 is very, very good. Can maybe disenchant something. It's kind of cool. There's also a Brambleguard Veteran. A great card if you're in a Raccoon deck, but we're not, obviously. So, card's very good, though. And we got a Mentor and a Root Weaver. But yeah, pretty easy rare, I think, here. In Scrap Shooter. I think if you're like red-green Raccoons, I'd have a difficult time knowing what's better, Veteran or Shooter. But obviously we're not Raccoons. So, take the Shooter. Not a bad one to bounce either if you want to kill multiple things. And now we get past, man, another freaking huge pack. Okay, so we got the Escort is a flying bird.
Where'd you get that bird?
Good card, not really us though. High Spine Wolverine, ETBs, and fights tokens, puts counters on things, or disenchants. We've got the Duo, which is really, really good. This pumps a creature and gives it vigilance. It's a huge effect in the game. And then also, if you can bounce it, it has vigilance. I think this card's great. And then Polywop Polywallop is good, but we already have a bunch of fight effects, I think. I think I want the more aggressive card. I think this card's just better. So take the Tree Guard Duo and do our thing there. Oh my god, more good stuff. The Scribe is awesome. Whenever a creature leaves, put a counter on a thing you control. You can see the whole thing here. This Druid's also fine too. It's a good thing to bounce and play over and over again, which is cool. So hopefully we'll table that. No one else should want it but us, which is an important factor in these drafts where, like, you know, some cards are just good, right? The Scribe is just good. The Looter is just good. This is a very synergy card where you only really want it if you're this deck, and if no one else is, then awesome. But yeah, Scribe's great. Another cheap creature too. I guess we're walloping. There's some good blue cards here, but they're all kind of archetype based. So you have the Wave Rider is good if you're playing with spells, which we're not, obviously. The Escort is good in a flying deck, and good if you want the Hexproof thing. We are not really. So we'll take our first wallop. This has affinity for frogs. Frog affinity, if you will. And just a good card, honestly. So, card's good. We passed one earlier, but like, we already have a bunch of bite effects. And now we see a Kingfisher, good flyer, but not really for us. Again, cares about playing flying creatures. We got a Sentinel and then another Duo. Duo's awesome. So our top end is just 2 duos. Great card. The Mentor flicker stuff too. So we can just keep using the abilities over and over again. And I would say we're in pretty great shape so far. Oh my god, there's just so many cards. Alright, we got Long River Lurker. Gives your frogs ward. And they can make a thing unblockable and flicker it. Jeez. It's funny because, like, I would have been kind of happy with the Mana Dork. But this card's also insane. So, man, we are cruising right now. Yeah, Long River Lurker is pretty damn good. Love these frog sounds, too. Oh, hell, the Hypnotoad. I don't think we're playing the Brawl, but we'll take it. Oh my god, it just keeps coming. The frogs! The frogs are here! This card's insane. Splash Slasher. It's Bergstrider, and then it also Offsprings.
I love you. I'm so proud of you.
So good. The Mana Dork tables, awesome. This deck is something else, folks. The Wolverine tables, I think we're playing this. I don't know, we'll see. We're pretty good playable so far. And then the Druid also tables. I think we might want this card. I'm not sure yet though. With the rare we have. We don't want Luna's a really good card, we don't want it, I don't think though. We got a lot of deck building to do here though. We're currently at 27 playables. Gotta cut a few of them. And another shore up. Alright. Yeah, I mean, this draft was frogtastic. Yeah, good stuff, folks. Over 1100. Alright, so let's cut some crap. So I think the Flood Maw's gone. Elder, Druid, Might Caller. Run away. The Cash Grab's gone. Root Weaver, Scribe, Curator. Lurker, 2 Sentinels. I would say a down drive isn't necessary either. We actually have a lot of removal, so. Lasher, Poly, whatever. Tree Guard, Mentor. I think the Wolverine makes the deck. I don't know, it's like not like great. It's like fine. Maybe it's like maybe the down def over the Wolverine. Because the thing is that, like, if we're already bouncing our stuff over and over again, we need to be playing cheaper cards for sure. Not getting stuck. Our top end is basically the Lasher and the Moose and recasting things. Yeah, I'm gonna cut the Wolverine. Just play a down draft, I think. Yeah. This is... We also have this Longstalk Brawl, which is a fight effect. We already have 3 talents. So we're pretty good on, like, the bite spell, fight spell, removal angle. We have Polywallop, too. Interesting. I'm not sure about this last card. I think even playing, like, the Flood mod, because it's so cheap, is, like, kind of reasonable. Downdraft is fine, too, though. It's a little clunky. I think we just want to really avoid clunky cards if possible. Because, again, we're going to be recasting our stuff over and over again, so we want to keep our costs as cheap as possible. I'll actually just play this on Summon. I don't think this card's very good, but I think it makes sense in our deck. We just want cheap cards. We have tons of card advantage, so we'll just make sure we stay alive, and this card does that. So, play the Floodmaw, and now we're obviously super heavy green. So we're going to add lands. Probably going to go like 9-7. I think 9-7 is reasonable. And I think that's good. Again, we're not playing the Wolverine. This card is like, it's pretty good, but not great, right? It's a 5-4 for 5. It could be a 6-5, which is like pretty good, but you know, nothing exciting. It can fight a creature token, which is not very exciting. It can fight an offspring thing, and that's really it. And then it can disenchant, which is also fine, but like not the most versatile. We have a disenchant in our deck anyway already with the shooter. We already have big things also. Just like, it's not really doing anything that's particularly novel or unique in our deck. And we're trying very hard to lower our curve because our plan is to recast stuff, right? So our 5-drop is going to be Sticky Tongue Sentinel, bouncing talent, and casting it again rather than just playing a big 5-drop. You know, we have plenty of good big things to do, but either of those cards can be cast. These cards can be cast for cheaper, whereas this is stuck at 5 mana and only does one thing. So that's the deck, and folks, we're frogging it up here. You know what time it is? It's prediction time. Time to place your bets. What do you think? 7 wins, yay or nay? Are you a believer or a non-believer? Folks in the YouTube, take a second, pause the video, scroll the comments, liking the video along the way, and let me know in the comments. All caps, believer or non-believer, 7 wins, yay or nay? It's froggy time, folks. Let's do this.
It's not that easy being green.
We didn't get grip it or ribbit on the soundboard, unfortunately. My bad. Sorry, I should have done that one. Chat coming out with me. We got Lasher, Prophet, Root Reaver, Scribe. This hand's good. We keep this. Hand's great. So, question about 17 lands in my deck. In best of 1, 16 is the baseline for me because of the hand smoother. I know that we are somewhat mana hungry. We have multiple cantrips and stuff like that too. So, I could see playing 17 lands. If I like to do with our mana. I could see it, honestly. Maybe cut the unsummon, but we're playing 16 for now. It's some mana dorks too. So, all right, draw Hunter's Talent. Cool. We're gonna mana dork here. So we have a lot of options, right? We have 3 2-drops you can play. The Prophet, which draws a card. The Scribe, which is the biggest body, or the Root Weaver. But as I'm talking about a lot in these early episodes, sequencing is the most important thing. Think about what's gonna happen next turn. So if I play the Root Weaver this turn, I can play Scribe and Prophet next turn, or Scribe and Hunter's Talent, or something else. So we have a lot of options. Mana dork goes first. Amusingly, it's a Mole Druid. That is not one of the 10 factions in this set, but they're going to play a Bumble Flower Share Pot, kind of like your typical expensive artifact removal spell. This one comes with the food, which is kind of cool. But all right, so we're going to go Prophet first. We want to draw a card. Let's see what we draw. And draw a island. Cool. Let's play a Scribe, and we're just off to the races. A lot of stuff in play. Hunter's Talent ready to go. Only dealing 2 at present. Oh, they're playing lots of colors, folks. I love it. Niatron. I'm looking forward to playing some dumb multicolor decks. Obviously, playing the expected decks is fun, but they're going to play a Seed Glaive Mentor. That's great for us. They just played a creature we can kill with our Hunter's Talent. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, folks. Just so talented. All right, so here's a land. And we're going to play Hunter's Talent. And we're going to kill this Mentor guy. So we're going to have a bite here. You go here to here. It's almost too much. I almost have too much talent, realistically. And then we're going to level this up for 2. So whenever creature attacks, gets +1/+0 and trample. This card's so good because it triggers the Valiant effects also. Like, this card's insane. Like, if all this card did was Chapter 1, it would be a playable card, you know? And there's just so much going on. And it's funny, like I said, like, there are diminishing returns here where, like, you almost don't want to have as many of this card because, like, you can't afford to pump them all up. So, like, this third copy is just a sorcery that bites. That's still good, though, so. Alright, so they're going to Paw Patch Formation and then disenchant my talent. That's what we call in the business a really, really bad exchange. So they killed the talent, but it already killed their creature. So it's just like a straight 2-for-1. And they also didn't affect the board in any way either. So we're just still doing our thing here. This game's looking pretty good for us. We can go... We're going to attack here. We're going to play our Curator. And then we'll start exiling cards in the graveyard. It's funny now because now there's a creature, an instant, and an enchantment in the graveyard. We're actually like pretty close to getting Delirium for this thing too. And then we'll just say go. If it's not his artifact, we'll have the fifth one. If they kill this, whatever, it's fine too. This card's fine. Yeah, it's obviously kind of like a card that's obviously designed for best of 1. Where you can main deck it. It's kind of like a sideboard card, but Plummet and Erase and Cycling Make a Food is pretty good, you know? Not a card you're stoked to play, but, like, it's reasonable enough. Oh, no. Oh, no. The Naked Tree Guard duo.
I like rabbit. Lots of rabbit.
All right, so a duo with no target. That is a sad, sad duo. Great card, but yeah. Oh, they have a fight effect here. Is that what's going on? No. Yes. Maybe. Ever heard of Vorn collects Voice of Hunger? Which one is that? What's going on here, friend? What are we doing? We doing something? Long Stalk Brawl. So they're going to fight the duo and the curator, amusingly finding a use for the pump. A little extra oomph. Alright, so yeah, whatever, it's fine. This is dead. They have a 4/5. They gave us a fish too, damn. A little hard to talent this guy down. Although now you can Lasher, and a cool trick with the Lasher. So we're gonna Offspring the Lasher.
Her spitting image
So we're gonna get a little baby. Oh, look at that little guy. A little baby copy of it. And the cool thing with this is you can tap the same creature twice and stun it twice. So it does actually work if there's only one creature in play. So let's do this.
Oh, hey, that's my kid.
And stun, stun, attack. And that was I want to tap for 2 turns. Cool little trick. Alright, they play a Dragonhawk Fate's Tempest. I guess we're just gonna double talent here, right? We gotta kill this thing. So big mythic rare, does a bunch of stuff, whatever, we're just gonna kill it. So we're gonna talent, deal 3, and then talent, deal 3 again. We've got talent, yes we do. We've got talent, how about you? Yeah, get out of here.
Get off my plate.
My little guys hunt down dragons for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? Your turn. We got a mentor in our hand too. This deck is pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. Their deck's obviously a little weird, but yeah, alright, we'll take it. We're on the board, folks, alright? And there we go. Now, I do want our wait. Silver! We like to see that. So, that's cool and all, but you know what else is cool?
CoolStuffInc.com is a proud sponsor of Jim Davis, and you can only find a bundle featuring his unique Construct playmat and token here at Jim Davis HQ. Featuring artwork by Andre Garcia, this unique playmat features the whole Davis family, with a Construct leading the way. Visit Jim Davis HQ at CoolStuffInc.com/Jim, and remember to use promo code JIM5 at checkout for 5% off. CoolStuffInc.com, cool stuff in stock.
Folks, check it out. This is really sweet. Cool stuff put together this for me. Jim Davis HQ. This is going to be a spot to find all my merch stuff. So far on there, we have my Goblin Shaman token, which is cheaper than a real Goblin Shaman token. It's only $5, which is awesome. And the pre-order here, like you just saw, is for my new token with Construct and the playmat. Really cool stuff. $20 to get you the token and the mat. And if this thing goes well, we're going to do Bronze Mythic mats. We're going to do Pile Drivers mats. I'll have other tokens on here also. So check it out, Jim Davis HQ. It's just CoolStuffInc.com/Jim. And also promo code JIM5 works here for 5% off as well. Do the math, folks. Check it out, all right? Appreciate your support. All right, back at it. Polywoppin'. I'm saying Polywop. Polywop's not a good word. Duo, Profit. We can keep this. Again, Duo's not really like insane in our deck, but just a good rate. Spare food is pretty good. A little extra upside. We draw a 3-tree Scribe. So again, we're in the spot of like, what 2-drop do we play? We have a Duo, or Profit, or Scribe. This thing has Expend 4, get bigger, which is interesting. It's probably just the Scribe. Yeah, we're not expending yet. No, the food. Yeah, let's play Scribe. Play Scribe, say go. It's 2/3. It's the largest body. Seems the most relevant here. Also, it's a frog for our Polywallop. They play an Assassin. We draw another talent. Jeez. Fortunately, we're a mana off Prophet and Polywallop. This is a pretty key card. So our opponent's playing the Lizard deck.
Lizard people.
lizard people?
And they're all about dealing damage to turn on all their effects. So it's really important to stop them from snowballing. But spending our entire turn to polywall up this 1/3 is like a pretty poor use of our mana. We're going to waste the mana anyway. Yeah, I like kind of hate this, but we're going to... Actually, let's actually attack first. We'll see if they block and we get Hunter's Talent. They're probably not going to block, but let's attack. If they block and we get Hunter's Talent, it's much better for us too. So, all right, they don't do that, so that's fine. So we'll just wallop. I kind of hate this, but I think it's really, really important to keep this Lizard deck off of their triggers. Because they have a bunch of creatures that say, like, if you dealt damage to your opponent this turn, it becomes bigger. So you need to stop them from doing damage to you and just kind of stop that ball from rolling. Because once it gets rolling, it can be pretty hard to stop. So, whatever. Ideally, we'll draw land next turn. We can go Prophet and Duo. We can go Duo and Talent, maybe. We'll see what we draw. If I immediately swung, they might have blocked. I don't necessarily agree. They play a 3-tree city. Not really great in Limited, honestly. And they play a Harnesser of Storms. So they're already a bit off plan. We've seen this so far in the early episodes of our opponent's decks not seeming so cohesive. Again, we're not making fun of our opponents. We're in freaking bronze and silver. It's fine. But we're pointing out these inconsistencies because it makes their decks worse, and we want you to see your decks be better. So, we're going to do the same thing and attack again and see if they block. We can talent if they do. They don't. So we're going to Profit here and try and draw a land. We'll leave a green up. And if we draw a land, we can play Duo. If not, it's fine. So here's Pawn, Profit, draw a card. And we did it. If you name that deep cut, I'll give you a high five. So, we got our Duo, we got Talent and Mentor, which is great. Magic's easy, just draw lands when you need them. Genesis got it. Yeah, there you go. I was unaware of that meme. Cassidy put that one on there. Cassidy put on the longer clip. But it was just too... I was just too jarred to hear that guy's voice on my channel. But it was pretty funny. I didn't even know it existed. So, and here you go. So now we've achieved our task, right? So, Firegrass Mentor is a 2-mana 2/1. Begin your second main phase. If they've lost life, you get to draw cards. So, once you stop them from doing their life loss aggressive thing, all their cards get so much worse. What's with the Warlock's Voice of Hunger? Why are we talking about this card right now? What's so exciting about it? So, options now are we could talent down the Mentor. Honestly, talenting down the Mentor might make them more inclined to block because there's no way they think we have a second one. So let's start there. Let's talent. And they have a kill spell. I guess they could have a kill spell in response here. Oh man, I just got blown out. All right. I guess I'm an idiot. Maybe I got a little too arrogant here. I kind of assumed they had nothing, which maybe was a mistake on my part. We just got blown out big time. So that was really, really bad. One of the things we most talk about on this show is doing everything you can to not get blown out. And we just got blown out really bad there. We probably should have used the Duo. I think the Prophet's more important for blinking. But, yeah. Alright, whatever. We screwed up. It just is what it is. We'll just do it again. That was a very bad play on my part. Just very, very bad. So, is what it is. We'll do that. We'll attack and bluff shore up. Obviously, we don't have it, though, because we need to be a cast. Yeah, whatever. That's just bad. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, not good. Not practicing what I preach here, which is never try really hard not to get blown out. It is one of the downsides of these bite spells, especially short sorcery speed ones. But they're gonna assault my Duo. Hit this thing. All right, this Harvester of Storms is gonna be kind of bad. This card's really, really good if they're playing a more controlling game, which they kind of are, like sort of by accident. But we draw long over Lurker. That's a great card to have with the Pawn Prophet. Yeah, we'll just start there, I guess. We'll just Lurker, and I guess we'll pump the Talent. Do as I say, not as I do. Yeah, so target this. It's got Ward. So now when this hits them, it blinks. I draw another card. Long-legged Larry. And then do I want to pump? I mean, I guess I won't pump. I think we'd rather draw cards, see what we draw, than get 1 point of damage in. So let's do this. So attack for 1. Despite getting blown out pretty badly, we are still in decent shape here. So blink it, draw a card. Comes back. This is why Pawn Profit is like one of the most important cards in this deck, because you just get to keep using it over and over and over again, drawing cards. I drew a 2-drop. Awesome. So much better than activating this thing is to play the Root Weaver. And one more land. We have Mentor plus activation next turn, which is great. A little sloppy, but...
Bad frog! Bad frog!
Oh boy, here's Quake Dust Boar. That thing's huge. Alright, Charging Monster rides again. The Calamity Beast Quake Dust Boar. Take 5. Don't have a great answer to that at the moment, but here's a Sticky Tongue Sentinel. Okay. Drobic, new sub, welcome. We can bounce the Prophet. We can bounce a Talent. Fortunately, we're not quite there on killing this. We have 4 mana. Yeah. Alright. We're just going to Mentor and I guess pump the Talent. And then next turn we can Sticky Tongue. I guess we could like try attacking and see if they block. And then finish this thing off. Yeah, we got to deal with this boar obviously. But let's start here. Let's just attack with our Long River Lurker and see what happens. Alright, so that works, sure. This ETBs. These return lands too. That's pretty cool actually. Alright, so we'll just Sticky Tongue Sentinel. Bounce Talent. Replay Talent. Finish off the Harnester Storms. This also puts a big body and play to block the boar too. Probably not this turn, maybe next turn. And with the Sentinel and the Mentor, we have like just infinite use of our resources. Which is kind of what the Frog deck is all about. Where like, if the Frog deck has time, it'll beat anything. It just will always go over the top. But time is the issue. Which, you know, Charging Monster here is trying to deny us. Take 5. And here's a Coruscation Mage.
I shall call him Mini-Me.
That's pretty good. So we draw Runaway together, which is kind of cool. We can bounce our own stuff and bounce the boar. We have the Mentor also. I think we're pretty happy getting in here. We might actually... We send in the Sentinel and the Lurker. If they double block the Lurker, we can just bounce the token and bounce our thing, replay it, and play the Mentor also. Yeah, let's get in. So we're going to bounce the boar if they don't block. If they do block, we'll just blow them out. Cool, that's fine, dude. Take 5. And now we're going to play Mentor. Leave up Runaway together. And our goal is going to be to bounce the boar and bounce our Prophet for Profit. Frog Prophet. This card is kind of mediocre, but excellent in this deck. Where bouncing your own things has great value. So here comes the boar. I think we're actually going to like offer a block and see if they have a trick. So like, again, just like we got blown out earlier, it's our goal to try to avoid getting blown out as much as possible. It's our goal to try and get our opponent blown out as much as possible. So we block like this. If they have a trick, they'll probably use it. And then we get to use our bounce spell and negate their trick for a play we're going to make anyway. So if they use a trick here, we were going to play this regardless. So. Oh my god, we got him. We did it. We did it. So, they used the brew, and they gave me a gift of a fish, and they're going to discard a card, draw 2. They did that already. They discarded this guy, and now we're going to blow them out. So now we go Runaway together, bounce Profit, and bounce this thing. So now, we forced them to use mana, to use a trick, and then they wasted their mana, and now we're in phenomenal shape, because we were going to do that anyway, which is awesome. It's always about trying to get the most out of your cards possible. You know, you really want to try and max out every little bit, and that's what good limited players do. That's what I'm also doing right now too. So now we're looking great, taking over the board. This thing's stuck in their hand, and now we can start activating our talents and adding trample to our stuff and just getting in for big time damage. Need to make sure we don't just die to this thing next turn. It's definitely an issue, but let's profit. See what we draw. We draw the Elder. Interesting. I mean, Elder is really good here. Again, we need to make sure we have blockers lined up for this thing when it comes back down. If they cast a spell end step and they like deal us 2 damage and like play this guy, we can't die, you know. So we're gonna leave back maybe the Lurker and the Sentinel. Should get it for 4. I mean, the ice they're kind of low. Maybe I should just pumped up and attacked. I don't know. We're very concerned about dying. I should have pumped though. I think I could blink a thing also. It adds a counter. There's so many options here on this board. I have like 15 things I can spend my mana on. I could bounce this thing and then talent again. That's really good too. All right, let's. Jesus. If I do that, I can't play this. Let's attack with this guy. And sorry, folks. We have a life in the food too. Let's attack like this, I guess. I don't really know exactly, honestly. This is a very complicated board. So they're gonna block only the mage on the sentinel. Interesting. Important to note, this is a sorcery speed blink only, and they're gonna scales of the whatever. So they're gonna deal me 2 damage. This is gonna get lifelink indestructible. That's pretty good. All right, it's kind of a bummer. So we lose our creature. They did have a lot of mana open too. Yeah, it was bad. This is they had 4 mana open. Yeah, I think I played this game pretty badly, honestly. I think we've now walked into like 2 somewhat obvious tricks pretty badly. But sure. Now I get to play the Mist Breath Elder. And I guess we'll just blink the Lurker and make it a 3/4. Yeah. Alright, so it comes back. And say go. I mean, definitely a lot of options in this game, but we've kind of just like walked into 2 like somewhat obvious traps, which is bad. Obviously, it's just bad magic. But we're still pretty far ahead, so. Super resub, thanks so much. Yeah, we can like. Alright, here's the boar back. This way goes. Upkeep, we bounce Pawn Profit. And now we're in this, like, insane loop with the Elder, which is really, really good. We can give our things trample, too, which is cool. Let's start by profiting. We draw Keen-Eyed Curator. They've got instant creature. We kind of want to exile this guy, though. Alright. We have our food, too. Jeez, man. There's just so many options. 2/2. I think I want to activate talent. I might just offer Mentor for Boar. And then we can Curator, eat the graveyard thing. I could also, like, blink the Lurker again. I don't think we need the Mentor to win. And this has got to go off the board, I think. These are annoying, too, though. We got to close the game out, though, too. Jeez, man. All right. Sure. I'm just going to make a play because I'm not sure what to do. Here comes the Mentor. It's a 5/4 trample. They block with the boar. That's fine. And now this thing, 4 mana to return a creature. So I play the Curator. And now I'm going to say go. I've got Curator up and the food up. If they try and use this, I can eat something. And if they do nothing, I can select food. And if they do nothing, it's also great for us too. So Frogs, I think, is the most complicated deck. Both in deck building and in gameplay. Alright. So they're just walking into my trick. Alright, sure. So, like, this is obviously a pretty bad mistake, but whatever. So let's respond with Scavenging Ooze and exile the Harnesser of Storms. Sure. Yeah, I mean, sure. I guess, like... So, played pretty badly that game. And, you know, it's word silver, so I didn't really get punished for it. But that game was an example of what not to do, honestly. And I'm saying that, like, not as a joke. Like, those 2 spots we got blown out, like, are spots where good limited players navigate and don't get blown out. And we just did a pretty bad job in both those spots. Where you should be more careful. There's a reason we have this button, right? Where we talk about the things that might be like might go wrong for us, and we just didn't do it either time there, which is very bad. So that's fine though. Take the win. Folks, the Paladar pre-release is Saturday. Come play in the Discord. It is a free-to-play event. If you are a Twitch sub or YouTube member, you're in the Discord, you can play for free. We've got prizes from CoolStuffInc.com and more. I'll be playing it and streaming it also. All right, look for that Paladar pre-release this Saturday. Islands. Islands. All right, so we're going to mulligan this one. Kind of stinks. And have a much better hand here. So keep this. We have a duo, a prophet, a sentinel, and a duo. So I think this is a pretty easy duo on the bottom. Reason being that you need to think about what your curve looks like for the first few turns. So you have a 2-drop, and a 3-drop, and a 4-drop. So this doesn't really fit anywhere in our curve. So I'm going to go like that. Forest, go. Draw land. Sure. So you can go Prophet. Sentinel bounce the Prophet is awesome. You can see how Prophet is like just the most hopping card in the deck. That card's really good. Wandertail Mentor is a unbelievable card. It's mana for a 2/2 mana dork. As expend 4, it grows. It's just like dork that grows every turn. Really powerful card. So on the draw here, this is pretty scary. Play Prophet. We draw an Elder, which is kind of cool. All right, they have a 4-drop here. I'm feeling really, really behind. They have a 2-drop. That also works, and a 2-drop. Oh my god. All right.
You're gonna love my nuts. Watch this.
Okay, they're really popping off here. We're gonna... We could play the Mistbreath Elder and then talent down probably the Boxer. That's probably reasonable. Then we bounce the Prophet next turn. The problem is, like, you play the Elder too early, you end up in sort of like this, like, Elder Abyss, where, like, you just have to bounce the thing every turn, and, like, you just can't afford to do it. We can also just block and trade it off, though. Alright, I'm going to do this. Play the Elder. Play Talent. Kill the Boxer. This is the most mana efficient thing we possibly do for this turn. Has luck for future turns? We'll see, you know. We can bounce Talent again, which is just cool. Red-green does seem pretty good. Just kind of a straightforward, you know, spend your mana, win the game kind of deck. This card being the linchpin for it. Land 5. Or just 5th mana. They have 5 mana to my 3 in the play. It's rough, you know. And they're going to kill my Elder. This is actually a great exchange for us, I think. So, unfortunately, they get to grow their thing and attack again. But the Elder was kind of awkward anyway, so... Alright, so they're going to attack. No blocks. Take a bunch. We draw a Keen-Eyed Curator. We got instant creature. That's it, right? So now Sentinel's pretty mana inefficient. It's funny. You might just play a duo. we kind of made fun of our last opponent for doing this. This card's obviously pretty bad on defense, but if we duo this turn, we can Sentinel Talent next turn. We can't kill the freaking Mentor, but we could also try and use the duo alongside the Talent, so I can pump and kill a larger creature. but all of our mana here is really awkward. We just like, we want to try and spend the most mana possible. So we're deciding what to do here. It's all about like, okay, how do I use my mana the most efficiently over the next 3 turns? That's a hard thing to do. Casting a 4-drop here is the most efficient. And then we can go tongue, but this thing, that's 5 mana next turn. We can't kill the larger creature though. But trying to set up a Treeguard Duro alongside talent with the bounce is a lot of moving parts. I think just this thing. Kind of sucks, but we'll just figure it out. Pump this, attack for 3. Say go. Next turn you have Sentinel, bounce talent, and then probably kill the Rallier or whatever else that they play that we can kill. Land 5. So hopefully they start running out of things to do. I think that, like, of all the decks in the format, this is the one that, you know, if you just draw the perfect mix of lands and spells, you're going to crush your opponent. Because you should keep expending every turn. Alright, so they're going to disenchant. So there goes that plan. Give the 5/4 haste and just attack. Oh my god, man, we're getting crushed. This is the fear with this deck, where like it's a lot of setup. And obviously, like, they had, like, an insane draw on the play, which is awkward for us, but we just, like, have to block here at this point. It sucks, but we block here, play both of these. There's now an enchantment in the graveyard, so activating our curator is, like, a little more reasonable. We actually have creature, instant, enchantment. So we're only a sorcery away. Yeah, I mean, sure. Here's Sentinel. Bounce nothing. Here's Curator. Say go. And again, like, if they just go land 6-drop, we probably just die. So the expend mechanic is definitely the most one of the more snowballing mechanics in the set, but you can see how good this card is. This card's absolutely insane. Like, this card turn 2 into play is like gotta have one of the higher games in hand win rates in the format. If it lives, it's just like wow. They played a 2 out of 5/5 that ramped them ahead. Like, you know, just like jeez.
Step 1, we chuck the raccoon in there.
What do you got, friend? We're on life support here. We're the boxer who's just like, you know, one shot from getting knocked out. We're just like trying to shake it off. All right, they're going to combat. They're saying go. Inconceivable. They're out. Oh my god, the moose. They're out of things to do. That's insane. All right. Awesome for us. Oh, they're rogue energy. That's funny. Alright, the moose is loose. They play an Uncharted Haven on green. Which is interesting. You should know play this card if you're playing 2 colors, for sure. Alright. I mean, I have no sound effect for the moose. There's no Calamity Beast sound effect. But here it is. So again, the theme in the set is obviously all these cool little critters. But there are a few Calamity Beasts. These are the ones that are the hunters, if you will. You know, the hunter-prey dynamic. And there's obviously the rare ones, the mythic rare ones. There's some uncommon ones, too. So this is one of them as well. And I think it's an elemental, it's a Calamity Beast. You can see here, the poor little mice are just running away in fear. Alright, so we're going to jam with our moose. I would happily trade the moose with the Trap Mentor. If they had a trick, they would have attacked, obviously. So it's got vigilance, too. So this card's an absolute house. Alright. A moose isn't a predator? Have you ever met a moose before? They're lethal, my friend. You watch out. I wouldn't mess with the moose. Would you mess with the moose? Come on. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
What's up, SLO? Appreciate it, my friend. Thanks so much. If you're tuning in, hi. Hi there. Hello. My name is Jim. How you doing? Happy to have you here on the stream, the show, Bronze to Mythic, where we draft Bloomburrow. Alright, end step. We're going to exile a creature, an instant, and an enchantment. We need one more type to turn our thing into a 7/7. This is kind of like a Scavenging Ooze Tarmogoyf mixture. You run into a moose with your car, you die, the moose survives. Alright, that's good. Just curating all this stuff here. Moose and squirrel. Alright, goodbye. Enchantment. That's 3 types. They snuck Delirium into this set. Hello? Are you there? It's me, Jim. What's going on here? Remember, folks, you're first time hit that follow button. Watching on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, support the content. That's the wrong button. Hold on. This button. Make sure you support the content and hit the buttons, do the things if you enjoy the show. If you like Bronson Mythic, want to see more of it, want to see me succeed. Engagement is the currency we operate in as content creators. Hit the buttons and do the things. What's going on? We're exiling a card. Do they have a removal spell or not? We're going to find out. Don't know what's happening. That's okay. We're going to chill, hang out together, and have a great time. Look at this. I got a new background. I'm in the forest. I'm hanging out in the forest. My little woodland creatures. Karn's not here right now, unfortunately. But, yeah. Alright, they timed out their turn, which is cool, I guess. We're just going to attack with our 6/6. Maybe they're still timed out. I don't even know. We're going to find out. Oh, I think they're back. They have their own moose. Oh my god, it's bad for us. Alright, their moose is loose. And now I can trade the moose with the mentor. Just show... Oh wow, they want to go bigger. Okay. We got a moose fight here. The fake timeout. Baited. Even though it's just a trade anyway, so who cares? Alright. I was never, like, not attacking there, you know? But now their mentor is just getting so big. Alright. And... digital pen trick? I mean, like, I'm never not attacking there, you know? Alright, here comes the mentor. We gotta block this with everything. Just get a party block, hope it works out. This could go really, really badly for us. We have no other option. We can't take 6, so... Alright, here you go. Party block. I'm on the altar of sacrifice. What do you got for me? Alright, I'm going to exile your moose. It's funny. If they play an instant, we actually get to... hold on. Can I see these cards? Why can't I see the cards that are exiled? It's a sorcery, right? So they play an instant. We turn into a 7/7. Let's kind of guess. I don't have an instant, no. I've already exiled all the cards, so... Alright, cool. So we kind of had insurance there from a blowout. Because if they played an instant, we would grow anyway, so... They play a 3-tree mascot. That is not a good follow-up. We draw land. That's not a good follow-up either. Alright, so... Yeah. Yeah, the cards exiled were the talent, the polywop. I'm sorry, instant. I'm sorry. That was a sorcery. I apologize. My bad. They already had an instant there, but whatever. It's fine. All right. It's not worth a card to kill this thing, for sure. So, play a shooter and no gift. Just say go. Yeah, they're fixing the arena client later today. Hopefully the downtime isn't too bad. Because I obviously have a whole stream planned for today, so... Oh, sick. So, one of the fun things about the frog mechanics. The frog mechanic is all about whenever a creature leaves the battlefield without dying. So, bouncing your own things, flickering your own things. Is that it also counts if your opponent exiles your stuff. So because this is as an exile effect, it did not kill it, and therefore you get a counter there. So easy thing to miss in paper, if you're playing any paper events. And now you draw Hunter's Talent. Oh my god. Let's do this.
Oh my god!
Level up all the way here. Oh yeah. Level up. And then level up again. So beginning of your end step, control creature power 4 greater, draw a card. Awesome. So we'll attack. We'll pump it. We'll deal 4. And then level up to the last end. Oh, yeah. Let's go. We got talent. We're so talented. End step. Draw a card to land. Sure, whatever. There aren't, like, a ton of mana sinks in this set. So this is a really, really good one. These classes are really good ones. So 7-7. We draw a 3-tree Root Weaver. Attack with this. Pump it up. Play this guy. And we say go. Draw a card. That's a pretty good draw. So Runaway Together is a way to make this thing bigger. It also can bounce their thing if they go big. Feeling pretty good here. They're going to attack. That would be awesome. All right. Cool. Untap. Draw another land, so a little flooded here, but that's fine. You should attack for lethal, I guess. Oh, yeah, that's trample. It actually is lethal. Sure. I'm just gonna jam, I guess. Sure. Let's put trample here. See what they got. What do you got, French? Is it not another rope, is it? All right, so 4-4 trample and a 1-3. They have another moose. That's fine. So we just bounce this Root Weaver and the moose. Say goodbye.
Get off my
This
plate.
grows our scribe because we bounced a thing. You can see why this card is so good in this deck in particular. Double moose, huh? Moose is really good, but not when they're dead.
Game.
Not when they're dead.
Blouses.
Cool. That was sweet. Keep going. All right. Yeah, that's good. Just Curator into Sentinel into the Tree Guard is pretty good stats. We certainly have some just more like straightforward beatdown cards in our deck, which is good. Stats are always good. Here's a Curator.
Sounds like a raccoon or a possum imitating the behavior of a raccoon.
No! Take it out the trash. We draw an Elder. Yeah, we gotta just play this 3-3. Yeah. Don't draw a land. It's pretty much a bummer, but sure. Play a 3-3, no bounce, they go. Just gotta be on curve here. You can't ever not, like, this. Obviously you want to get value off this thing, but, like, you can't not do something. Like, you have to do things in the first few turns of the game, or you just lose. It's just how it goes. So, and now we're in the same spot again. We can play the Elder, but bouncing misses problem. This is the problem, is this card's not very good and stuff. You can't go Sentinel plus Elder also. Then I'll have to bounce one of these guys, though, which kind of sucks. Because you got to bounce... Yeah, return another creature. So you have to bounce one of these. It will be a 3-3 that can attack, though. And if I draw a land, I can go Duo and start bouncing that. I think that's fine. We'll do that. So we'll go Sentinel. We'll bounce a land. Important trick with those cards. You can bounce lands. So you miss a land drop. It just costs 2, basically, which is kind of cool. And say go. And then our goal is going to be, let's bounce Sentinel, make it a 3-3, attack for 6, and hopefully draw a land and play the Duo. We hopping, folks.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
They play Wick the World Mind. This is a rat warlock. ETB make a snail. And whenever a rat ETBs, make the snail bigger or make a new snail. Alright, bounce this. We don't draw land. That's not good. Alright. And now we're kind of like locking ourselves with the Elder, which is the problem with this card. Because we just can't draw land. Shit. Alright. If we like double jam, they probably just block with the 2-4 and the snail, or even just these two. And I have run away together too. Let's just jam and see what happens. Let's figure it out. Yeah, I guess realistically, like, we can't play cards that don't have any lands, so they should take all of it. That's cool. So I just take a bunch. Just play the Sentinel. We'll just bounce a land and replay it. Say go. I mean, like, this is fine. They're at 11, you know. They play a Fountain Port. Snuck that one there also. Kind of a fancy late game land. Pretty good with food tokens and stuff. And they're going to early winter and exile my 1-drop. That's actually pretty good for us, I think. Because, like, now we're out from under the thing. And now we draw a forest for the duo. We can just duo up here and attack. That's cool. Better than Mentor. The Mentor's better than late game, so yeah, sure, ship it. Play duo, pop a creature, get it for 6. They'll chump block almost assuredly, which is like not great, but I think Rabbit's is standard viable. I'm not sure. Our Rabbit deck didn't seem very good in 10 New Brews, but maybe. So they chump block. We're juiced up. Cute art, but not a great card.
I'll help ya.
So you're kind of like your typical, just like over-costed removal spell. You play it if you have to, but this card's pretty good. Yeah. Oh wow, they just gotta say go here. So all right, now we're actually gonna take a second to think about our plays. Emergency meeting. So if they go with 5 mana up, 4 cards in hand, and that concerns us. So now. That doesn't mean it's not binary. It's not attack or no attack because they have mana up. It's think about, okay, what could go wrong in this combat step if we were to keep playing it, right? So they could have our rule spell, we could have a bunch of things. We don't really care that much about our cards in play, honestly. Our attacks here are pretty good. Where should I attack? So this is a spot where it's very important to at least recognize the situation, analyze the situation, and then decide how to proceed. I'm fine just attacking here. We also have a trick. We have multiple tricks if we really want to. But playing either one of these throws us pretty far off curve. But it's fine. Let's attack. They're also at 11 too, so let's force the issue. And if they were to like try and kill a thing, we bounce it in response and then bounce their thing. It's kind of awesome, so we'll see what happens. What do you got, friend? We got a 2-4 on the 3-4, and that is it. We will pass priority. If this is all it is, all right. So that was great, and there was also the possibility your opponent doesn't have anything, so that's great too. Now I'm almost like a little concerned that like they have something bigger, but whatever. Let's cast the Mentor as they go. Could have the skunk. Chat says, "What is the skunk?" All right, chat nailed it. 4-2 ETB, sure, it's dealt damage thing. This is much better than this card usually is, but that was fine, honestly. So they FTK'd us for 6 damage. We'll take that. Not bad at all. So 4-2 flash for 4, ETB -1/-1, or ETB destroy thing dealt damage, and they are going to mage, kill my thing, give me a food. Sure. So they're doing pretty good here, but we got some stuff. Our unsummon looks really, really bad here. I think this card's pretty bad, honestly. Maybe we shouldn't even play this card. Draw land. Okay. So runaway together on this board is not particularly exciting. Neither is the bounce spell. I might just cut this card from our deck. I think this card's terrible. Like, a lot of the allure of an unsummons, you can bounce your own things too. Especially in the frog deck. And this card can't even do that, so... So now we're just trying to figure out how the hell we're going to close this game out. Bouncing Wick is pretty bad. They just get another token. We're a mana off the Moose. Bounce spells go with the Moose later for trample. It might just be nothing, honestly. Just say go. Yeah, I think we just say go. It kind of sucks, but... they've stymied my aggression, and these bounce spells are not doing it. You know, this card especially is just terrible. We're going to cut this card for a different card. Play land 6, 2 cards in hand. This card's so far above rate, what this effect usually is. It's very good. Here comes the Ambusher. I think I'm fine blocking here. These 3/3s aren't necessarily like important for winning the game. Maybe I should double block. I don't recall what trick showed us that, so S is fun. We have bounce spells anyway, so... Not this is a great card to bounce, but this is fine. Cool. That's fine. Trying to clear the way for the moose a little bit. Opponent has to also be hitting their emergency meeting button because I have 3 cards in my hand and 5 mana up. So far, our opponent's deck has not seemed very synergistic, and that has been the hallmark so far of these early drafts. Our opponents are just playing cards, not building decks, and that's why they're not doing very well. Very, very important to draft a deck in this format. We have a frog deck. Almost all of our cards work together for a common goal, which is very important. Alright, so... Gain some life. We don't use the food for any foraging effects. We can just sacrifice it. You draw land. Sure. And no attacks. There you go. This should be pretty face up, honestly. But, I mean, like, whatever. You know, like, it is what it is. Magic isn't about being sneaky. You know, like, sometimes your plays are transparent. It is what it is. We are at silver, obviously, so maybe they wouldn't realize it, but... End step deciding what part of their fountain port to use. Make a treasure token. Cool. So that this plays well as far as trying to sack a token to draw a card. It is also like day 2 of the format, so, or day 3 or whatever. Alright, they play a Thorn Plate Intimidator. This is an offspring card.
He is exactly like you in every way, except 1/8 your size.
4/3 for 4. Lose 3, sacrifice a non-land permanent or discard a card. Sure, so whatever. We take some damage here. It's totally fine. So 4/3. And a token. Alright, it's offspring. It's also rats for the slug or whatever. That's annoying. Okay, that's that. Lose 3. And lose 3 again. Already get the 4/3 haste. Oh my god.
Don't do this. Please, don't do this. Get up. Let's get up. Don't do it. Man, don't do it. No, don't do it. Think of your family. Think of your fans. Think of everybody.
Whoa! The moose. The moose. So now we're going to utilize trample plus removal spells. So here comes the moose. I think this guy actually goes in 2. And now trample plus bounce spells is very good. They block this thing, and we just bounce. All right, so I should block with everything. They're really getting in. All right, so we're gonna block. We're gonna bounce the 2/2 and just kill both of these. We bounce this till they die. They do not. So we bounce the 2/2. No gift, obviously. And then if we run away together on this thing, they'll take 4 damage and go to 1. That's not worth it. We're just going to kill both of these and then kill this too and just wait. So this is fine. Decimate their entire board and say go. And we even have the run away together where if they try and kill my moose, I can save it with this, which is awesome. Still cutting this card though.
Yeah.
Already moose sound effects. Here's Frilled Spark Shooter. 3/3. If I lost life, it's a counter. Sure. Yeah, not a very synergy-laden deck here. There you can see. Sure, that's fine. So, I think this has been a really good example so far of like what kind of doesn't work in the format at these early stages. Obviously, again, we're in silver. It's day 3 of the format. I get it. But I'm trying to point these mistakes so you don't make them. So, Moose and Squell. Alright, so this is a pretty sweet hand. This is the hand that might actually cast the Elder on turn 1 with Prophet on 2. Oh, I didn't cut it. I always forget to do things. Streaming stuff. I am Jim. Welcome into the Flood Maw. Turn 1 Elder. All right, no bounce. It can bounce itself, but we don't have to, obviously. So, draw Lasher. So, now, because we played Elder, we've committed ourselves to playing the Prophet. Because we play the Mana Dork, it'll just bounce anyway. So, turn 1 Elder is definitely, it's, you know, it's not a common play, but the Prophet makes it worth it. Draw a land, too, yeah. The Prophet is the card, folks. This is, I call it my bomb and common and multicolor. This is the card that makes this entire deck work. We got a Rocket Raccoon, yeah. Alright, so bounce that. They play an Orator, so I'm a 3-3. We kind of have to Prophet again, because we need to keep playing a thing we're happy bouncing. So, sure. Just Prophet. Draw. Island. Cool. Alright. 8 for 3. And now, this is why I played this card. So I figured we'd be drawing a lot of cards, possibly falling behind. So, here's a Moonstone Harbinger. Okay. And they're actually not going to attack. I think we just bounce this. I mean, like, maybe we're happy trading the Elder off for the Harbinger. And just, like, kind of getting out of the lock. And then we've drawn enough cards where we're happy. We can just trade and play multiple things. Or I can bounce it and just kind of do it again. I just bounce it and do it again. If I didn't have a 2-drop to play, then I might be inclined to be out of this loop. But because I can just go Prophet and 2-drop next turn, I think it's fine. Let's bounce this. Oops. No gift. Utilize our card advantage here. So upkeep. Bounce this thing. Draw the Might Caller. Alright, so attack for 4. Alright, and then we're going to Might Caller. Pawn Prophet. And now we are literally doing it. We've got both busted 1-drops in play. All glory. Alright, we draw another Pawn Prophet. Sure. So, we're just going to Prophet. I think now I'm happy to trade off with this Harbinger. This card is really good, so we want to tap it. We can't play anything else. So, yeah, we'll just play our... Look at this Root Weaver, too. Jeez. Oh, I'm sorry. This is this thing. So, let's Prophet. Draw a card. It's the Moose. This is not a frog or any of the other types. The problem is we played Lasher there. Now I gotta bounce the Lasher itself, which is a very mana intensive thing to do. I'm not really happy about that, so I'm just gonna jam here. Play Prophet, tackle both. You gotta understand that, like, your goals in a game of Magic, our goal is not to maintain this loop forever. Our goal is to win the game. That's a very easy thing that players get lost in. Elder did its job. All right, Elder drew 5 cards. It dealt 10 damage and it killed a good creature. That's awesome, right? And now we're way ahead. I mean, we have plenty of things in our hand to convert into good stuff. So we're not really we're not feeling too bad about things, you know. So there's the Harbinger. A little bit different if I want to trade the Might Crawler for the Harbinger. Not sure about that one. I think I'm happy just duoing a Prophet and getting in for a huge chunk. Does not give Trample. It gives this Trample, though, I guess. And I want to save this, I think, to kick it later. I don't think we're in a huge rush to do that either. So, if we duo on a Prophet, I don't think I want to trade Might Caller for Harbinger. Duos +4. This would be 9. They take 6. They're actually just dead. If they don't have anything. Alright, let's just do this then, whatever. Sure, I think they're just dead. So we go duo, target Might Caller, pump Might Caller to 9, and then just attack with everything. And the Harbinger blocks here. They take 6, and then 1 from this is 7. Yeah, they're just dead. Okay, sure. So that's fine. But again, we could have spent more time dicking around that game, or we could just win. I think it's a really common mistake that players make, especially at the lower levels. They're kind of like, they start doing the thing, and they're like, oh, cool, I'm doing the thing, this is great. It's not about doing the thing, it's about winning. So, as we had tons of resources this game, too, so overall, yeah, pretty cool stuff. All right. On a roll, Lurker, Sentinel, Mentor, Moose. Hand is honestly not, like, great, or we can't mulligan his hand, obviously, so. Swamp go. We draw Scribe. Awesome. There's 2-drop we were looking for. Now we got a nice curve out here. We can have a Scribe blink itself and just put a counter on the Lurker, too, which is cool. They play Warren Elder, which is a very good card. A little more of a rabbit card than a black-white card, but...
What you need is a raccoon.
What? It's not a raccoon.
Hey, a bunny rabbit.
Alright. Moonrise Cleric. Another good card. Alright, so we're going to go land. We're just going to Lurker, Scribe, attack for 2, blink it, put a counter of a Lurker, I think. That's fine. Frogs naturally have reach a lot of the time, too, so that's kind of cool. Just eat their stuff. Lurker. Target this. The Ward 1's very annoying, too, so... Target the unblockable creature, and deals damage. We're going to blink it. When it leaves play, put a counter on something. Put a counter on... Oh, wow. It can put a counter on itself. That's interesting. I'll put it here, though. We want to diversify here. Once they're both in play, this creature is better than the Lurker is. So I want to make the Lurker bigger. So you have to diversify our power a little bit. Got the Mentor going too, which is great. Yep, we are a little ways from activating Mentor, but still looking pretty good here. All right, so they attack, they gain 1. And they're saying, hey, I want to block. So, we got to think about it. Do we want to block here? Again, it's only draft number 2. I don't know what tricks in the set. My gut says double block. Because, frankly, I'm just interested in killing their shit. And making this spend mana. And our hand's pretty awesome. And neither of our cards in play is, like, that important. And if they have to use a trick here, say it's like a 2-mana trick, if that wastes most of their turn, it's awesome. So I'm just block. Worst case would be the Death Touch trick. That would be very bad for us. But that's like a Lizard card. I think it'd be very, very odd to see that card in a black-white deck. If they have it, then whatever. Sure, that's fine. So, Rabbit response. This works out fine for us. So, we trade 1 for 1. They get some extra damage in. And they spend a spell. And they didn't add to the board either. That was a very good turn for us. I am very pleased with that. So, play Mentor. Attack for 2. Blocking's great, folks. Don't be scared of tricks. The important thing is just to think about it. Is to weigh the benefits. It's not about do they have it or not have it. It's just like, if they have it here, what's it look like? And the board looked good for us, and I agree. That was a great exchange for us. 2 for 1 in our favor, and they wasted their turn 4. That's like a game-losing turn for them. Alright, so they have Starscape Cleric.
Offspring, as in children?
Oh, sure, blame the bath. What the heck?
So, that's fine. We now have Runaway together alongside Sentinel. It's about itself. No. So you can't like Sentinel and like keep playing it over and over again. That sucks. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go Sentinel, bounce the Scribe. Put a counter on Mentor, attack for 5. They could block with everything if they want to, and then we use the Runaway to blow them out. And if they don't, we just replay the Scribe. That's good. I like that all. So that's great. So, oh, you can't block. I'm sorry. Can't block at all. That's worse then. So maybe we just bounce nothing. This is still good. So we're going to do this. Spend nothing. Attack. The Moonrise block on Scribe here makes a lot of sense. And I can just run away, bounce a token, and bounce my guy. And still kill this, which is pretty good too. So, sure. So it worked out great. So we're going to bounce this thing and bounce this thing. That'll grow our Scribe. Put a counter here. This card has been awesome for us. And, just, you know, keep on keeping on. This card, not being able to block, is a really bad line of text in Modern Day Limited. Here's a Harvest Strike Hoose. They have a rabbit. They do. It's a good one, too. Quest Caller. They get to draw a card and pump the squad. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. We draw Poly Wallop. So now if we want to, we can play Sentinel. Damn. It's an instant too. So the next trap we could lay is just play Sentinel, and then, or not even that, we should attack with both, and see if they block or not. And we can wallop Sentinel. Yeah, sure, I'm just gonna attack. Because we can kill the Quest Caller, makes a 3/3. Just gonna jam. It's very hard to make a good block here. And we can just like Sentinel, bounce the Scribe, replay it, and then have the Wallop up also. That's insane too. So yeah, all these little like bounce synergies and stuff has been really, really cool. Sure, awesome. So they take a bunch of damage, and now we play the Sentinel. We bounce the Scribe. We'll lose a counter on the Scribe. We'll get a counter on the Sentinel. I think it's fine. I think it's worth it. Then we recast it. Put a counter here. And then recast this. Have this thing up too. This card's good. 1 mana for a blink is insane. I think that playing the Moose there is a mistake. So, in theory, we could have just said go with our Moose up. The problem is if they have our Mool spell, they attack with everything, we Moose, they just kill it. That is a devastating turn of events for us. So, this is much more nimble. Here's a Glide Dive Duo, the Bat Lizard.
You're as big as a small dinosaur.
It's pretty good. Sure. And they do some shit. They're 8. Scry 1. They don't really have any good attacks here. We kind of want to use our Wallop too, honestly. Wallop before Scry. Not worth it. So we could have killed this guy in response so we don't Scry. But it's much better to wait, and now exactly. So now there's just when you want, again, your goal is to set up blowouts or not get blown out, right? And now they've attacked, and now we just blow them out. So now we Wallop, kill the Quest Caller, and then block this thing and kill it, and the game is effectively over. So your goal is to set up blowouts. The Scry 1 is not worth a look like that. So, and now they have a 3/3 they can block and nothing else they can block. We attack with everything. This is a good spot where easy to miss. The best play here is to attack all. Nope, never mind, I lied. Oh yeah, because the one good block they have is Duo on Scribe. If they do that, they just die. So we attack with everything. They have to chump block, and the game is basically over. So, tempting to want to wallop this thing and not get a Scry. Oh, it's a good target. They won't get a Scry. Think higher. Think bigger, folks. Chump block and then concede. There you go. So, awesome. That was a pretty sweet game. A lot of cool things happened in that game. And also, how do you declare attackers that fast? You slam the spacebar. Spacebar is okay. And attack with everything. Be careful, though. Going for 7-0! Elder, Duo, Prophet, Sticky Tongue, keep. Same as last game. We have Elder and a Prophet, so. Any rare I am specifically excited to try out. I can't think of one on top of my head. Alright, so here's Elder. And they play an Dristomancer Adept.
You're saying it wrong.
This has got a squirrel with Death Touch, and it can play cards in the graveyard by foraging. Okay, sure.
Pay attention and stop looking at that squirrel.
I'm pretty sure we just jam here. I think I would happily trade these cards. We have plenty to do with our Prophet and our Sentinel and everything else. This card's really good, so I'm going to attack. Cool. I'm cool with that. Obviously, it's not good till later, but like it is a pretty powerful card. So, just going to keep on rolling. We have plenty of value here. Thoughts on discard decks? In what context? No third land. Sure. Here comes Profit. Gotta call Cisco. My Froggy, no! Alright, that sucks. That shows how good this card is, though, right? That they had to kill it, their removal spell. That's just a 2-for-1. You know, but they have to do it. Like, alright, so here's a Bushy Bodyguard. They can forge themselves into a 4/3 squirrel. We draw a Sun Shower Druid. Okay. We're just a talent duo here. Goodbye, squirrel.
Get off my plane.
And we are currently cruising. We have our Lasher. We have our Sun Shower Druid. Obviously a little worse for not bouncing stuff, but we'll see what we can do. Heaped Harvest. Oh yeah, you can't be playing a harvest behind this far behind on board, you know. So we draw a Might Caller. Oh my god. Might Caller. Land. I'm gonna put the counter on the duo. And there you have it. All right, pretty clean. The Froggy 7-0. Awesome. Check stats. All right, it's hopping on over to untap.gg. Get it? Hopping. It's a frog thing. Frogs hop. Okay, sure. Anyway, and we see we're kind of crushing it so far. We actually, I mean, we lost a match in this draft that was a disconnect. I didn't count it. I guess fine to not count it. So whatever. So we're crushing. We're currently 14-1 in this format, and our frog deck was awesome. Obviously, we had a bunch of great rares. The Elder, the Might Caller, all really good stuff. 300 talents is absurd. Green was super open. So far in our drafts, one color has definitely been super open. And we kind of found it and got in on it and did the thing. Very important to do the thing in this format. Make sure you have a thing to do. If you're drafting, your deck's not doing a thing, find a thing to do because you need to do things to win. And then that's that. And yeah, awesome, sweet. Also, folks, check this out. This is a new feature on. She's there yet? It's not actually live yet. But I'm gonna show it to you anyway. Untapped is adding a new like 17 lands kind of feature where they have all the data in the back end. And they're making it look beautiful, basically. Where you can go on here and look at more information than you could ever shake a stick at. All right, so Bloomburrow, limited, tier list. These are the decks that are doing well. Their win percents, popularity, most popular cards. You can see here, Intrepid Rabbit. I called this a bomb in common in white, and it's crushing. So I was right. Cool. Is it not doing well? Interesting, because I thought Is it was pretty bad when we drafted it last time. And that's that. So there are meta tier lists. You could look at example trophy decks from Mythic players. This is a bronze player, but you can look and see what's a good deck look like. I don't know. Well, here you go. Look at that. We got all that information. You can sort by color. You can sort by rarity. You can look at a zero. What's a good zero rare deck look like? Oh, here it is. Pretty cool. Card ratings from the simple tier list, just like what cards are doing well, to a more advanced 17 land style, games in hand win rate, included win rate, total games, etc. That's all really freaking cool. And then Draftsmith itself obviously is on there as well, which you know too. So there's a ton of data here. You know, you can spend 5 minutes looking at it, be like, oh, okay, those cards are pretty cool. Was that card good? Oh, this card's actually bad. Okay, cool. Or you can go in depth and spend hours poring over it and getting all your data, and it's beautiful, folks. Again, 17 lands is cool and all, but it looks like ass. It is just a spreadsheet and nothing else. Whereas Untapped does a phenomenal job of making sure that they are making things look super nice and clean. So easy to parse, so user-friendly. I love it. I used them for years before they sponsor me. They do sponsor me now. But, I mean, I couldn't be more proud to have them as a sponsor, honestly. So, the link is in chat. Download untap.gg. This feature will be available soon. It's supposed to launch today, I think. Don't quote me on it. But really, really cool. So, check it out. Again, live, I believe, later today. Tomorrow, probably for sure. But keep an eye on it. All right? So, episode 3 is coming up. You two folks, love you. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace.